Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Today we are going to do 5.7. So let me get my other computer lined up here. And I think with today's, you will actually be able to get it done quite easily, I hope. So that's good. Oh, I need to make sure I can share my screen. All right. Almost there. There it is. All right, classwork 5.7. First question, number one, is asking us to indicate if it is a function or not a function. Show our work in our reason. So do you remember what makes it a function? If you thought in your head there is one output for each input, then you are correct. So for A, what we're going to do is we're going to put that into our slope-intercept form. Okay, so A, we have 3x plus 2y equals 8. And so to put it into slope-intercept form, it needs to match y equals mx plus b. I just wrote right over that. So we have to solve for y. Okay, so what we need to do is let's move the 3x to the other side, and we do that by adding the opposite. Whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So remember on this side here, on the right side, that we have to leave it in our mx plus b form. Okay, so that leaves us with 2y equals negative 3x plus 8. And now to get y by itself, it's 2 times y. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So we'll divide each thing by 2. That gives us y equals negative 3/2 x plus 4. So yes, it is a function because we can put it into slope-intercept form. So a function, where can I fit that in? Here we go, function. Yes, function. Okay. All right, so now for B, looking at this, I see the same y with a whole bunch of different x's. Okay, so I know one of our things is looking at, how many inputs for how many outputs. So just to give you a visual, what if we were to graph this? Okay, so here we have an XY table. So this is Y, this is X. Okay, so Y is always 4. And so if it is 0, 4 is our first one, 2, 4, negative 5, 4, 3, 4, almost landed on my dot. Let's make that dot bigger. There we go. So what we have here is a horizontal line, and that is with a slope of 0. And so the rise is 0, so it doesn't go up or down, it stays straight, but the run can be anything. So yes, this is a function because all of the x's are different inputs, even though it's the same output. Okay, so it's okay if we have a horizontal line. So B is yes, function. Okay, now that's for B. Okay, so now where we have a problem is on C, and it's because we have this vertical line right here. Okay, so what this does is this gives us a naughty word, undefined. And it's because we can't have 0 as the denominator. That's the naughty word, undefined. Okay, so you'll see that the rise can be anything, but we can't have it over 0. Okay, so no way. So C is no or not a function. All righty, so A and B functions, C is not a function. A lot of scribbling on this screen. Hopefully your paper looks better. Okay. And that brings us to number 2, referenced in your red resource book. Oops. Try to highlight that at 3B. So I do hope that you are using those. And what I think is even more valuable is your math notes. So that's a great place to look. All right, so number 2 says, which has the greatest rate of change? So what we're doing is which one has the steepest slope? So the largest slope. So for A, we are going to, let's see if I can just enlarge A. We're going to put this into slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, and we'll be able to get our slope easily from that. So we have A, 3y minus 2x equals negative 15. Okay, so we're solving for y. We're going to add the opposite to each side. All right, that gives us 3y equals, keep it in our mx plus b order. It's negative 15. Divide each thing by 3 to get y by itself. So we have y equals 2/3 x plus a negative 5. And then of course our slope is 2/3. So right here is our slope. All right, so now over to B. For B, we're going to do the change in y over the change in x. Okay, so we have y minus y over x minus x, which gives us 3 over 2 or 3/2. Okay, and then for C, we can actually just count that. So we're going to go from 0, 1 to, looks like 3, 3. So we're going to count up, plus 2. So this is rise over run. So we have a rise of 2 and a run of 1, 2, 3. All right, so we have A and C have the same slope, and then B is 3/2. So for 2/3, it's not a whole yet. It's still a fraction, it's still a portion. But 3/2, however, is 1.5. So that is our larger one. So we are going to say B, well, let's see here. So B, because 3/2 is greater than 2/3. Okay, that's how you show that answer. Okay, on to number 3. Number 3, solve. If only we could solve all problems this easily, right? All right, so looking at this problem, first thing that we need to do is we need to distribute. I guess let's add the opposite first, okay? So we're going to make this negative 5 a plus negative 5 and a plus negative 1. And then we'll distribute. So we'll distribute negative 5 over both of those. So rewrite all of this. Negative 4x plus 3 equals x plus negative times a positive is a negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 1 gives us a positive 5. Okay? So now we have to combine like terms. So let's first combine on this side. We have an x and a negative 5x. So negative 4x plus 3 equals negative 4x plus 5. Okay. You're starting to see a problem here. Let's add 4x to both sides. Get rid of that. Those cancel out. Leaves us a 3 and a 5, and they are not the same. So that means no solution. All right. So I said, wouldn't it be nice if we could solve other problems so easily? Also, no solution to this problem. All righty. Here we go up to our homework 5.7. It's pretty little, so I'm going to see if I can enlarge it right there. All righty, so 5.7 says write an equation in slope-intercept or function form, same thing, for the linear function shown. So I just want to remind you, so our slope-intercept, of course, y equals mx plus b, and that's the same thing. If we were to put it in function form, all it is a function of x is mx plus b, and that f of x is y. So it means whatever we put in for x, that's what we get as y. All right, so that's how you will see it in high school. All right, so for number 1, let's see. Oh, and it's all of these are kind of hard to see, but I think we're getting used to it on the paper, so hopefully you can see it on the video as well. So this is, we have a point of, let's see if I can get it right on there, 4, -1, and 0, 1. Okay, so what we're doing first is we are finding our slope. Okay, so of course our slope is rise over run when we are counting it. And on this graph, you notice the rise is negative. So it is a downhill slope. And we say, oh, nice, negative. Okay, so we're going to count down 1, 2. So it's -2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, a positive 4. And that we can simplify into -1/2 is our slope. Okay, so now looking at it, let me erase some of my squiggles here. So looking at it, we can see that it crosses the x-axis at 0, 1. Okay, so that point on the x-axis is our b, and it's when x is 0. So our b, so that's our m, and then b equals 1. So all we have to do is put that into our equation. Y equals -1/2 x plus 1. Okay. And check it over here. We got it. All right, so that's number 1. Hopefully you're looking at it going, oh yeah, I can totally do this easily. All right, so let's look at number 2 here. When you look at these, I hope you are recognizing that they do cross the y-axis, so it gives us the b. All we need to do is count for the slope and put it into slope-intercept. Okay, so when I look at number 2, I see that it crosses at 0, 0. So remember when we were doing the review in chapter 4, we were circling whenever x was 0, so we knew our b. There it is there. So I already know that b is 0. So now I need to do my rise over run, and I'm simply going to count. I have to make it bigger. All right, so I'm going to go from -3, 6. Ooh, oops. All right, let's count down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is a negative. And then over 2, 3 plus 3. Okay, so our slope goes -6. Oh, that's squiggly. -6 over 3. Simplify that to -2. And this is for problem 2. So our equation is y equals -2x. And remember, you can either put plus 0 or leave it at -2x. Put a box around our answer. All right, easy, right? All right, let's go on to number 3. Reuse some of this, even my number circle. Okay, so number 3, I can look and I can see that it is a puff, puff, positive, meaning it is going uphill. So it will be a positive slope. And I can look and I can see it crosses the y-axis at 0, 4. So we can zoom in here. So my B is 4. Oh, B is 4. And now let's count. We'll leave it like this. And then my slope, rise over run. So I'm going to count from where I can see a point here. So I see it negative 1, 3 to 0, 4. It goes up 1 and runs 1, plus 1, plus 1. So our slope is a 1 over 1, or of course 1. So our equation, y equals 1x plus 4. And of course, that is simply y equals x plus 4. Okay. Okay. All right, so now we are going to, I'm going to scooch us down here. There, it's easier to see. We can do all 4 of these in this space. Okay, so number 4, we cross the y-axis when x is 0 at 0. Ooh, can you even tell that? There, 0, negative 3. So that means that my B is negative 3. And now I'm going to go count my slope, rise over run. And I see it goes up 1. And then we're going to run 1, 2, 3. 1 over 3, giving me number 4, y equals negative 3. I should have scooted down. Oh, well. Plus a negative 3. Okay. Okay. Oh, let's erase those scribbles. All right, that brings us to number 5. Number 5, here is our B. So B equals negative 1. And for our slope, make this a little skinnier. All right, we're going to count up. So for our slope, I can look at this and I know it is downhill, okay? Because we read left to right as our concept of print. So if I were to go from the first point on the left, negative 2, 4, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So minus 5 over, and I'm going to now run 1, 2. Okay, so my equation then is y equals negative 5 halves x plus negative 1. All right. So hopefully you guys are just breezing through this. You know this. Awesome. Think back to when it was hard and you were like, I don't get it. And I'd be like this, $1, right? So you guys, I'm really proud of you guys, because remember, this math is hard, but you guys have worked hard. And so it's really, really cool that you're understanding it. So I'm very proud. All right. There, that works. All right, number 6. Number 6, let's look to see where it crosses the y-axis. X is 0. So our B is 1. And then for our slope, rise over run, left to right, we are going to count up 1. Oops. And then let's see how far we run. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you'll notice when it is a fraction, it's a flatter line because we have just a small rise and a long run. And then when we have whole numbers, then it's steeper, right? Just it's a steeper slope, bigger number. All right, that gives us y equals mx plus b. Okay. One left of these problems. All right, number 7. Okay, so number 7, when we're looking at this and we're trying to find the b, it is whenever x is 0. Okay, I see 2 zeros in my points, but 4, 0 is a y of 0. I want this one here because that's which one crosses the y-axis. Okay, so b is -2. And now I can look and see it's going uphill, so it's a positive slope. So I'm going to go up 2, 1, 2. And I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4. And that simplifies to 1/2. Okay. So I have an equation of y equals mx plus b. All right, easy peasy. I hope so. And I think we do have a number 8. There it is. System of equations. So remember, when you get a system, you can either solve this algebraically, which is algebraically, or you can giraffe it, right? Graph it. All right. Look, I've explained my jokes. That's how long it's been since I've been with you. I still think they're funny though. And that's what matters, right? If I laugh at my own. Okay, so when we are solving a system of equations, our first step is to set both equations equal to y. It puts it into y equals mx plus b form. Then we're going to put the two equations equal to each other. Okay, so pretty easy on both of these to put in or to solve for y. So we're going to add the opposite here. That gives us y equals -x plus 3. Okay, I'm going to scooch this other one over. I'm a big writer. And I have enough room? Yeah. All right, so then we have x minus y equals -3. Do the same thing at the opposite to both sides. That gives us -y. Make sure you bring down your negative symbols. -x plus -3. Well, I need it just to be y, not a negative y. So that is actually a -1y. So I'm going to divide everything by -1. And that gives me y equals x plus 3. Did the problem just get easier? All right. We'll see. I don't know. All right. So if y equals y, then we can put -3x equals x plus 3. Let's see what happens. -x plus 3 equals x plus 3. Okay, so let's get our x's on the same side. And I'm going to add an x. So I'm going to move this one. That gives me 3 equals 2x plus 3. See where we're going? Now we're going to add the opposite here. See if I can write a little smaller. 3 minus 3 is 0 equals 2x. Oh, good thing I didn't put a 5/8 on it yet. Oh, what is this equal sign doing to me? There we go. 0 equals 2x To solve for x, we're going to divide both sides by 2. It's okay to have 0 in the numerator, so we're still okay. And that gives us x equals 0. Okay, but we're not done. So to solve it, if x is 0, we don't know what y is. So we have to plug it back into one of our equations. So let's plug it into this one. Okay, so we're going to say, I got to erase my big old arrow. All right, so now we're going to say if x is 0 and y equals x plus 3, and then we're going to plug in 0. So y equals 0 plus 3, or y equals 3. So the solution, and what it means is where the two lines intersect is at, oops. Oh my goodness, I'm just scribbling all over the place. There we go. All right, so the answer to this is the coordinates 0, 3. All right, and so actually I'm going to unbox these because the actual solution is this one here. Did you already write boxes around those? That's fine, you can leave them. All right, this is just the ultimate answer right here. All right, and that's the solution to those two equations, or a system is what it's called, a system of equations. All right, so pretty easy peasy work for today. I hope that, oh, stop share. What's going on here? There we go. All right, so hopefully that is set, and this person's gonna leave, and there we go, one screen. All right, I hope you're doing well. Keep working hard. Make sure you are keeping track of all of your work with your gold stamp card. So then when I return, I can check your work and give you credit for it. All right, and there is going to be a test next week. So if you looked at your packet, there are 11 assignments. So that will give you a test next week before break. All right, so you go through your day, remember who you are, remember what you stand for, and lead by example. Bye, guys.